Well, hello. This is the first video I have ever done, but I sort of got a request online and I just couldn't deny it because it's such a great toy. If it looks like there's a halo around that head, because there is. My name's Mike, and this is my man cave. And behind me there's a light, and it sort of makes it look like I have a halo, which I do all the time because I'm an angel. Like I said, this is the first video I've ever done, so production quality 1. But anyways, and I'm being stared at by 170 pounds St. Bernards. He thinks I'm talking to him, and he thinks it's time to play. But this is Chewy. Chewy! Chewy, what you doing? Such a good boy! Chewy! Oh yeah, such a good boy! Such a good boy! Oh, such a good puppy. Okay, no. Stop. Yeah. They're wonderful dogs, but they do get rather large. But anyways, back to the main theme. The Milton Bradley Star birds. That's right, the Star bird. Dun-dun! Dun-dun! Really a fantastic toy that came out in 1978, I believe. So just a little bit after Star Wars. They must have been working on it before Star Wars because the amount of technology in this thing, it would have taken a while. Hang on. Chewy is eating something. Stop it! Stop it! Sorry. Always got to be careful. Toys fit in his mouth, and I have lots of them. But anyways, this came out in '78, so a year after Star Wars. Had to have started production on it or development on it much earlier than that. I mean, something like this probably would have taken at least a year from concept to launch, especially back then. But really a phenomenal toy. In a lot of ways, kind of bizarre in a few others. But as you can see, this is the box here, the Starbird box. And then this is going to look very difficult, but inside the box it sort of looks like this. You had the main toy, you had a little compartment with the instructions, and then you had a few extra pieces that are stored there. But anyways, we'll take the toy out. It's very rare to find these complete nowadays. These are not, there's all sorts of little pieces. So on the back here, you can see there's a don't mean to flip you off. There's a little turret, and there's a gun that fits in there. Most of these that you find will be missing the gun because it pops out quite easily. But there you go. So now you can see. Got a little gun on the back here. This rotates, so you can play with that. I had these little things which kind of look like something out of Star Wars, and these go on the wings. And these are supposed to come off. I have one in my mouth here. These are supposed to come off. They're sort of viewed as, separate little ships. Well, that's interesting. I just noticed something. I have to check this. I'm interrupting the flow of the video, but I need to check something. I just discovered something really fascinating. So it's either got incorrect stickers on it, or the stickers on here are surprisingly... Wow, okay. That is interesting. I just noticed that. Note the stickers. Looks surprisingly familiar. I don't know. But considering it came out after Star Wars, it is conceivable that they stole some stuff to increase sales. But anyways, I have attached the little wing pieces, and like I said, these come off and they're supposed to be little ships. So I don't know if this will show up on the film, but you see this little cockpit there. Looks like there's little guns on the side. So you could run around the house with these thingies, flying them around. And when you're done, they just sort of snap back into the wings. The front of it detaches so that you have this. So I don't know, it's flat up here, but they've got sort of a 3D looking kind of an X-wing-ish cockpit. And what's weird is if you look at it this way, it does sort of look a little bit maybe like a Y or an X-wing with the wing closed. You know, a little bit maybe. Anyways, this snaps back on somehow. And then also the entire front pops off. Doesn't it? It does somehow. There we go. Darth Vader's TIE Fighter just took a hit. The entire front does pop off, so that in the end you've got two separate ships. It's kind of an escape module thingy going on. This really has no redeeming value. I mean, it's great, but I mean, it doesn't have any effect on the function of the toy itself. But anyway, you put it back together there, and then there's an on switch at the bottom. And there you go. The sound. It's going up. It's taking off. Main thrusters. Woo! Feel the power. Woo! Man. Wow. Holy shit. We're gonna break through the outer atmosphere. Oh my God. Amazing. Absolutely amazed by this. Back up. And levels off. Back up. Levels off. Back down. And then there's a button up front here. And I don't know if you can see it, and I don't know if you can hear me, but these up here light up. But great laser sound. Okay, but anyways, really cool laser sound. If you look at the ship overall, there's a lot of detail. in there. Pretty well designed construction. It's a very solid toy, but very well done. Kind of weird in one sense that this was hugely popular, but really this was it. There wasn't any figurines with this. There was no other ships you could buy. It was just this. So you had a toy that didn't really go with anything else. And I think that's why when it did come out, some of the stickers sort of mimic you know, some of the Star Wars stuff we see. And honestly, as an individual toy, it's really cool, but it does have limited play value since it does not interact with anything else. But nonetheless, this is impressive. None of the Star Wars toys really made any type of quality sound, right? I mean, if you took apart your old X-Wing or your old TIE Fighter, there's just an engine in there, like a little itty-bitty engine, and it's connected to a gear, and whenever you push the button, the engine would spin and it would rub against the gear. So the laser sound was really just grinding gears. And as a kid, you knew that. It was like, yeah, that doesn't really sound like an X-Wing. It doesn't really sound like a TIE Fighter. No, it's not. It's just grinding gears. It is literally, like, if you were to look up analog sounds in the dictionary, it would probably have a picture of the old TIE Fighter or X-Wing, because that really is the fundamental definition of analog sounds. Oh yeah, we're just grinding gears. Kids won't know any difference. You know, this thing, it made sound going up, it made a different sound coming down, it had lasers, it had lights, you know, and how it works I don't know. I'm sure maybe someplace out there there's a website that explains it, but you know, is there a gyroscope of some sorts in this thing? Who knows? I mean, that's pretty long time ago for this type of technology, but very cool. And of course, it does work if you just have the front shuttle piece. You still do the exact same thing. So, very cool, a lot of fun. I love it. I found it on eBay. Well, I've seen a lot of them on eBay. Most of them are missing this gun piece right here, because this pops off and gets lost. Very small, tiny piece. And then some of them are also missing the wing components because they obviously pop off. But hey, this is Mike, and this is my very first toy review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go back to sleep. Chewie, what you doing? How do I stop this thing? How do I stop this thing?